Good morning, ladies. Sorry about that. I had forgot to hit the go live button, and I thought I had, and I've been talking away. Hi, Flat. Hi, Layla. How are you girls doing? Hi, Rachella. How are you doing, sweetie? I got back from going to lunch with Dylan and dropping him off at work, and I seen Lisa wasn't live no more, so I thought, well, I'll go live and chit chat with everybody. Dylan and Brian both had to work today. Ugh. Hi, Les. Happy 4th of July, sweetie. Said I seen Lisa ended hers and didn't really see anybody else live, so I thought, well, I'll go live and shoot the shit for a little bit. Hi, Miss Lisa.
Hey girl, happy 4th.
Happy
Hold on,
4th
let
of
me turn
July.
this shit down. Hold on. I just got fat.
Yeah, I'd take. Dylan's like, come on, Mom, I want to go get something to eat. So I'm like, okay. So we went to Taco Bell. Then I had to drop him off at work. And then I came back. I seen you weren't live no more. So I thought, well, I'll go live and chit chat for a while.
Yeah, why not?
Laddie, you can come up. Rachel, you can come up. I don't care. Anybody can come up if they want to. We'll chit chat with you.
Ooh, it's hot. Hot stuff.
So what all did I miss last night?
No, I don't think anything.
Cool.
Hi, girls. Hi, dolls. That's where I was going to say hi, girls, and I just came in here and Vladdy said hello, girls. That's weird. I look fat.
Well, get it, Rachella. Get that clone.
Is that Nelly?
I don't know, probably. That would be my guess.
Jason Green. Oh, shit.
Me and Trista, we've made it a tradition every year since we've been friends. We always meet for the fireworks every year. We used to always meet her grandma there too with Jack and her grandpa Jack. My grandma's the one that just passed away. I called grandma. She adopted me.
That's cool. I love stuff like that.
We make it a tradition every year to meet.
Lori's going crazy. Here goes the fireworks.
Hi, Carlos. Hi, Trisha G. But her birthday was the night before, and she was still hungover and sick last night. I was laughing at her. I couldn't help it. Everybody knew that it was my birthday last night. We're buying me shots and buying me beer and buying me this for my birthday because she works at a bar at night.
Yeah.
So I was so drunk this trauma. I haven't been that drunk since I was probably 15 years old drinking with you.
That's so cool to have your birthday on a holiday. Like my best friend's on New Year's Eve. It's like great.
I don't know. I felt sorry for my one neighbor because his birthday was on Christmas.
Yeah, two of my friends are on Christmas.
My adopted brother that passed, his birthday was on Christmas. He was a Christmas baby.
But I mean, it's still great.
Yeah, but you don't know what's your actual Christmas gifts and what would be your actual birthday gifts because it's like they just buy stuff for and say, okay, this is your birthday Christmas.
I would just party all week. You know what I mean? I'm like, listen, I'm born on Christmas, bitches. I want a present every day for 7 days. Plus my Christmas presents.
Lol, Trisha. Just to know it isn't. My friend is on Christmas, and he said if he gets one more gift that has a Christmas theme, he's going to cancel birthdays forever.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Bert shows in here. Says Jason is trolling you.
That's probably not the real Bergs. Guarantee it's not. Oh man, I gotta go back.
Where you gotta go to?
I gotta go back down Pharaoh's.
Oh. You taking your dad down with you?
No, he can't. No.
Oh.
No, I just gotta go back down there, run this stuff down. I gotta help her do something real quick. And that's it. But we're doing fireworks. Hopefully it stops raining. It's just sprinkling. I mean, it's not bad. I don't think it'll affect the fireworks, like the little ones that we have. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's supposed to rain here today. It's starting to cloud up.
Yeah, it's really cloudy here. But yeah, I gotta go though, Sean. I'm sorry, honey.
That's fine, sweetie.
I'll call you when I get back.
All right, I'll probably still be live, but like I said, Brian and Dylan both are working, so
yeah, just let me run this stuff down. I gotta help her do something, and then I'll be back home in a little bit.
All right, sweetie.
All right, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right, hon.
All right, bye.
Bye. Oh Lord, Rachel. I know it's supposed to get up to 90 here today, and I was like, ugh. No, I'm not ready for 90-degree weather. I like when I got up early this morning. It was in the 70s. I like it like that when it's not really too hot, but it's not too cold. I do not like to be hot. What was he triggered about now? Hey, Fatty. Yeah, it's just kind of boring right now. Dylan and Brian both are at work, so. Hi, Freak. How are you, sweetie? I figured all the guys were gone and wasn't nothing really left to do. I already did everything earlier this morning. And I would come on, say hey to everybody, chit chat for a little bit. Oh Lord, Carlos, we all got into it over here yesterday on my channel. He told me he wanted to come up and apologize to Kimberly Starr, and as soon as he got up here, he started shit with her. I'm not very happy with him right now. You don't lie to me. That's one thing don't lie, don't steal from me. My two biggest things. Because if I got it and you ask me, I'll give it to you. That's just the way I've always been. But don't steal from me. You need something. Well, hell, like I was talking about yesterday, Dylan's one little friend's mom, she called me one day and was like, do you have a meal? And I'm like, huh, what do you mean? She's like, David didn't go to the store before he went to work and I don't have nothing to feed the boys. I'm sitting there thinking, okay. I'm trying to think what I have fast and easy. I said, I got some hot dogs and some boxes of macaroni and cheese, I guess you could have. She come down and got them. I was like threw me off and she's like, you have a meal? I'm like, oh. I think what I got in there be fast and easy because she can't cook. She sent me a picture because she lived with her ex-husband because of the kids. They didn't sleep in the same room, but her and her ex-husband lived in the same house. And she sent me this picture of this turkey. It looks like all she did was put butter on it, maybe pop it in the oven 10, 15 minutes. That thing was still raw. She poured it out. She's like, David threw my turkey away and said he was not going to feed that to the kids. And I'm looking at this picture she sent me, and I'm thinking, I don't blame you. That turkey's still raw. I wouldn't be eating it either. She called me one time. She's like, Shauna, what am I doing wrong? I said, what do you mean? What are you doing wrong? She's like, every time I put my hot dogs on the grill, they're falling through the grate. I'm like, did you try turning them the other way? No, I didn't. I said, well, why don't you try it that way? I'm the same way, Trisha. If someone comes to my house, are you hungry? Do you want me to fix you something to eat? But that's just the way I was raised. My mom always did it, and it's just something I do. But it just kind of blew me away when she called and asked me, did I have a meal she could have? And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, what do I have in there that's fast that I can give her that she can feed these kids? Like, well, I got some hot dogs and I got a couple boxes of macaroni and cheese you can have if you want. It's the only thing fast I have that you can fix. But my mom, that's one thing my mom always taught me. If someone comes to your house, you ask them if they're hungry. If they're hungry, you go fix them something to eat. And usually if my mom knew, like one of her brothers or sisters or my dad's brothers or sisters were coming, I mean, she always had, whether it was breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever time they were supposed to be there. She knew what time they were supposed to be there. She had a meal fixed for when they walked in that door, that way she could feed them. Trisha, that's funny. But that's, I was raised that way. But now I can't, well, I was like 3 years old. I can vaguely remember it. And I had this chapstick in the drugstore because mom went to pick up her pills. Well, I thought she paid for my chapstick and she didn't. And we walked outside when she seen that was in my hand. Buddy, she busted my ass, marched me back in that store, made me tell that lady I stole it. Never did do anything like that again. But I picked it up there at the counter and I'm like, Mom, can I have this? And I thought she paid for it and I walked out with it. I mean, I don't know. I just didn't like the taste of the stuff out of the easy bake oven. I was a picky eater when it comes to stuff like that. I didn't like cooking in that because it didn't taste like the stuff that mom made. But I would go outside and me and the neighbor boy one time seen who could catch the most ants and drink them out of our Kool-Aid. I was the only girl in my neighborhood besides my sister, and she was 13 years older than me. So I grew up a tomboy. Oh my. Yeah, I got in trouble. I had one of those, it was like a Barbie doll head that you could cut the hair and the hair would grow. Well, my cousin, they had come up from Kentucky, and she was Little Miss Kentucky. And we were up in my room, and I was like, hey, Missy, if you let me look, you can cut this doll's hair and it grows back. So if I cut your hair, it'll grow back too. I cut all her hair off. Oh my God, did my mom wear my backside out? I got in so much trouble over that one. Oh wow, yeah. I hate hanging doors, Rachel. That sucks. Oh yeah, Missy had long, beautiful blonde hair. I cut it all off. But I was mean. I was. I'll be the first one to admit it. Rachel. It is freak to look back on some of the stuff you did, and then I'm like, hmm, I guess I was pretty bad. But I would tell on myself. My sister, she got in so much trouble because she would lie to mom about stuff. But I'd just tell mom, yeah, I did it. She'd bust my ass, and I'd either go back outside and play or go up to my room. I wasn't going to lie to her and tell her I didn't do it when I knew I did it. And be like, yep, I did it. I tell on myself, though. Be like, come on, be like, Mom, I did this before anybody tells you. Oh, Rachel. Oh, freak. Yeah, I met my best friend last night, and it's a tradition. We always meet every year together to watch the fireworks, and we used to do it with her grandma, but her grandma passed away. But her grandma raised her, and she was more like Trista's mom than she was her grandma. Her birthday was the day before, and she was still hungover last night. Oh wow, freak! It is Trisha, and it's something. I mean, she's like, I wasn't even going to do the fireworks this year. She said, but This is our tradition we do every year. And I told Terry, I don't care how bad I feel. We're still going to watch the fireworks with Shauna because that's our tradition and we're not breaking. Bye, Les. Have a good day. When Dylan was little, I used to shave all but his bangs off because he sweats so bad. I know the other day he's like, because he works in the kitchen at work, he's like, Mom, I need you to cut my hair. Can you cut my hair for me? I'm like, yeah. That's one thing I can honestly say. I just live in a little podunk hillbilly town, really, here in Ohio. But they put on usually one hell of a fireworks show. Where we used to go at this church, you could see them real well. Well, last night you could see the high ones, but the ground ones you couldn't really see where we were at. But Trista, she gets all upset and worried when she's in a crowd of people and stuff. So we always meet somewhere where there's not a crowd to watch them. Oh, wow, freak. I am now fully vaccinated, so. But with the fibromyalgia, the lupus, and the Guillain-Barré, with them being autoimmune deficiencies, it was like, the doctor was like, you got to weigh your odds. He's like, either you can get vaccinated and possibly, because it's recommended that anyone with Guillain-Barré not take it, and take a chance of maybe having a relapse with it, or getting COVID and possibly dying because you have no immune system. So I went ahead and got my shots. I'm fully vaccinated. Dylan's fully vaccinated, and Brian has one more that he has to go back and get. Oh my. Abe and I have had a love-hate relationship ever since, well, he came on to YouTube because he used to be in Amy Copsy's group, the Shine Bright. And I was in there and stuff, but I kept telling him, I'm like, she's not clean. She's still using. And the short of it, she got busted. See, Dylan works at a local restaurant here, and they are so fucking needing help bad. But nobody wants to work anymore. It's like, well, look at Dylan. Handouts don't come free. You want stuff, you gotta work for it. Now see, freaking she's that's the way me and Abe are. I met Abe when he first come on, and he was actually fan cam then, before he changed it to the evil Abe. Well, he still has a fan cam account too. And there is this one guy that used to come in Amy's group and stuff all the time, and when a bunch of us left and we started the Shine Bright Warriors, and then I started finding out how some of them were two-faced, backstabbing bitches. And I left there, but then Mark Kizak and me kind of had a little tiff. And he was posting shit about me and stuff, and me and him went back and forth at it, and then he attacked me for being with Lounging with John. Ray, that's just A for you. Like I said, we've had a love-hate relationship ever since he came on YouTube. But he knows I'll tell him off in a heartbeat, though, too, when I'm mad at him. That's weird, Ray, because I'm making barbecue chicken tonight for dinner. I got it in there in the fridge right now. Uh-oh, Carlos. Well, even like when I started really coming around Lisa and Pagel, and they would be fighting with Abe. I'm like, look, I'm friends with him, but oh well. I'm not in the middle of it. I'm not taking your side. I'm not taking Abe's side. But now, if I thought Abe was wrong, I would call him out and be like, hey, dude, you're wrong. This is what's going on. He knows it too. Who's Rick Crude? That's a new name. I don't think I know that one. Let's see, Freak, I'm the same way. Trust me. If I see something and I'm questioning you, well, as a nurse, I had learned to sit back and watch people, and I'm usually a pretty good judge. That's probably why, because I don't really follow wrestling. I'm pissed at Mark. He typed in the back room, in a private chat, and he's like, I just want to come up and apologize to Kimberly, please. I promise I won't start nothing. And as soon as he did, boom, he come right out of the gate attacking her. I'm fucking pissed at him. He can stay away from me. Don't come on my shit starting your shit. I have to keep an eye out for that name because honestly, I don't think I've ever seen him around. But if he comes on at night, a lot of times I go to bed early. I'm an old woman. I gotta get up at 3 a.m. with the old man. Oh, I'm completely done with him. I mean, I don't know. That was the straw yesterday when he did that. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Don't use my panel to come up so you can attack somebody. I felt like death warmed over today. By the time we got home and I got the fireworks video uploaded and started winding down, it was after midnight, and the next thing I know, his alarm's going off at 3 a.m. Well, we all tried to warn Kimberly about Jake, but you can't pick and choose who people are going to like and follow, but I have my opinions on people, and especially after Jake attacked me, was making accounts and coming at me with my dead mother's name. Nope, sorry. That's one man I will never, ever forgive. And I'm usually pretty forgiving, but when you mess with my mom, that's it. I'm done. Don't come at me using my. Mm-mm. Oh wow, Trish. In the summertime, we lived on the campgrounds. We had a trailer and stuff down at the local campgrounds and stuff. And we did live there in the summertime. We rarely came home. And they had this one bridge, and every time it would rain, the little lake wash off thing, it would flood over the things. And they always put slippery when wet signs by that. Do you know how many of us stole that slippery when wet sign? And they had to replace it. I knew everybody that took them too. I'm like, oh, I ain't ratting you out, but I know where you got that sign. Oh wow. Okay. See, I don't really know whiskey that much. And like I said, a lot of stuff that goes on at night I miss because I'm in bed. It's like I get up at 3 a.m. Jake is a creep. So that's one man I will never forgive after he did that. And I told her that the other day. I can't remember if it was my panel or Lisa's panel that we brought her, and we were all trying to warn her about Jake, but and then this H bomb shit, I was like, I don't know what it was. I never really trusted him. And I even told Lisa that when he was coming in Lisa's a lot. There was just something about this dude. And then when he got busted for that shit, I said, I knew there was a reason I didn't like him. That would have been funny, Rachel, if he could have. Aw, freak. Yeah, there is a lot of them, Rachel. Me, you want to know something? Come ask me. I'll tell you anything you want to know. I ain't got nothing to hide. Yeah, but you guys gotta understand too that Chris was trolling and rolling too. Everything he said was not true that happened there. Because I've been on the phone with Lisa and he'd be like, "Look, I'm trolling and rolling," and he was. We both told him, "You need to stop doing that shit because you know what? It's gonna catch up to you." Look what happened. He lost his channel. I mean, he wants more from Lisa than Lisa wants from him. I mean, she's tried to tell him we're just friends. I know, freak. I do too. Trust me. Oh, I know, freak. Like I said, I'd be on the phone with him and you hear him in that. Yeah, I'm trolling, rolling. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm your butt like Chris. You need to stop that. Gonna get you in trouble too. I mean, if you talk to Chris offline, he's not on YouTube. Chris is a really nice guy, but it's like a complete change when he hits that go live button than the way he really is. Oh, I didn't know you'd ever talked about you, freak. I tried talking to him. Lisa tried talking to him. Tara even tried talking to him. I mean, me and Tara can talking to her blue in the face, and it's like it goes in one ear and out the other. When we try to tell him and give him advice that he can't do this shit. She did, freak, and I agree with you on that one. You know, I know he is court or what he's court ordered to pay, and I also know that he has sat there. I was on the phone with Lisa, and he showed Lisa where he paid his child support. If she wants more money from Chris, take him to court. Trust me, I had to do it with my son's dad. I'm like, look, I'm raising this kid on my own. This man hasn't paid shit. Then he started working under the table for his foster dad because he knew I couldn't touch that money then. Every time he would get a job, I report his ass. I'm like, look, he's working. But I know she's lying and she says she ain't getting no money from him because like I said, I've been on the phone with Lisa and I've heard him. He's like, look, I just paid my child support. So I know she was getting it. Yes, freak, they will because I'm on disability. And Dylan's dad's on disability, so Dylan actually got, once his dad went on disability and child support found out about it, then Dylan got so much till he turned 18, so much from my check and so much from his dad's check. Yeah, when she was putting up those wish lists and stuff for the kids, I know she's just on here trying to see what she can get from everybody. Trust me, I raised Dylan on my own. I know it ain't easy. And when I got sick and couldn't work and had to go on disability, it was like, okay, I need help here. I just don't draw enough to pay everything and get everything he needs. And his dad was ordered to pay 101 something. And I received in 18 years one check from that man for $55. It wasn't even for the whole child support. See, I don't really know her that well. I've seen her around, but I really don't know. You're talking about Cupcake Cyanide? No, it's not Rachella. And I know I've addressed it here before, and I know I've addressed it on Lisa's. When Nelly got pissed at me there, and then him and his little crew were making the comments about how I had horse teeth, and then they were like, "Oh, she's got dentures." Yeah, I do. When I was pregnant with Dylan took all the calcium from my body. I could just be sitting there talking to you, and my teeth would break. So yeah, rather than walking around with nasty breaking teeth all over my mouth, made the choice to, you know, have them all pulled after about the sixth or seventh one. So I had them all pulled and got dentures. And they can kiss my ass because they don't know what it's like to walk around like that. And they're like, oh, look, she's got teeth. Oh, look, they're fake. Yeah, they are. And I'll be the first to tell you that. And they can kiss my ass unless you've ever walked a mile in my shoes. Don't judge me. I don't judge you. Don't judge me. Now, Freak, I do agree that a lot of them are in there because they don't like Chris. But they also need to realize Chris ain't as dumb as you people think when it comes to YouTube. He's not. And they can hate him all they want. But that's Chris. And you're going to have to take it or leave it, but that's him. Oh no, him and his little crew were leaving all kinds of nasty messages on my videos. That was the one that I was addressing him because he went on and was saying a bunch of shit about me. And then they come back, well, Rachel, I sent you a picture of the comments I was getting on that video from him and his little people. But I had asked him when they told me that he was restreaming my stream to stop, that he did not have my permission to use my content. And he didn't. And he kept up. And they were making their little rude comments. So yeah, I struck his channel. But he was warned. Now see, I've never donated. I've never gave him a dime. And I'll be honest, there are people that I do donate to. And a lot of it is behind the scenes that nobody knows about, and I'd rather keep it that way. But there's certain people that it'd be a cold day in hell before I'd ever give Mark Terry a penny, the way he's acting. And especially after yesterday, he wants to come in here and start shit on my channel. I don't do that to his channel. If he has someone up there, I always told him, I'm sorry, I can't be in here right now, and I left. But I never went up and attacked somebody like he did on panel yesterday in my room. Yeah, I understand that, Freak. I mean, like I said, there's people in the background that I know are struggling and I know need a little extra help. And if I had the extra money, I'd be like, check your PayPal, you know. Might be 10, 20 bucks, whatever it is. But I've never gave to Mark and I've never gave to Chris. But if I see you struggling, and I know that you're actually, I've watched you for a while, I know how you are, and I have the extra, I'll shoot you some money. Because I know what it's like to struggle. Trust me, when I had to quit working, when I became paralyzed with the Guillain-Barré, there was trust me, a lot of shit that I realized. And when you can't do for people anymore, the people that said they were your friends stop coming around. They stopped calling because I couldn't handle money all the time. Or I couldn't do this for them, or I couldn't do that for them anymore. And it broke my heart. There was even some of my own family that did it. Oh wow, Freak. I didn't know he did that. I said, I don't watch Chris all the time. If I was worried about people not knowing my name, I would have made up a different name when I created this. But no. And if I say something, I'm going to use my channel and I'm going to address it, just like I did with Nelly. I didn't go hop on somebody else's panel. When I went at Nelson, I was on my own stream and told him to please quit streaming me. He did not have my permission to use my content. And he wouldn't. But if he would have came to me first and been like, hey, Shauna, do you care if I do this? I would have probably let him. But don't stream me for your own benefit. I don't come on here trying to make money. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let somebody else going to be playing my shit over there trying to get super chats and stuff. I understand that. A six-pack? That boy ain't big enough to have a six-pack. I think my pen over here on my table's bigger around than what Nelly is. Yeah, I know, freaking. Like I said, Lisa, Tara, and I all tried to talk to him and tell him he needed to cut the shit out. But oh well. I mean, he lost it because he was doing stuff that. And see, I haven't been in G's for a while. I don't know anything that goes on over there unless someone comes in and says something about it in another chat I'm in. Said I wouldn't have had a problem with Nelly if you would have come and said, hey, Shauna, do you mind if I stream your stream? Most likely, I would have told him, yeah, I wouldn't have said, like, stream. I mean, it wasn't like we were talking about anything important. Just like now, I'm just kind of sitting here and just rambling. But when I asked you and you're streaming me to please stop, and you still do it, and then you're going to send people to attack me? Buddy. I have no idea, freak. I've been wondering the same thing, really. I mean, like, everybody's going crazy with this COVID mess. There's one streamer that I watch, and instead of saying the COVID, he calls it the Bud Light disease. Like I said, if he would have come to me and said, hey, Shauna, do you mind if I stream you? I would have, most likely, I would have said, no, go ahead and stream it. But don't do it without my permission. Don't make money off of something I'm doing just on here chit-chatting. You want to use my content to make you money? Now, come on. If I was on here to try to make money, don't you think I would have a PayPal that I'd be putting my PayPal in? But no, usually, even if I am streaming, it's Lisa's PayPal. And I always tell everybody, because I know she has a hard time. I took care of my mom when she was dying up until her dying day. So I know what it's like to take care of a sick parent. And I always tell everybody, if you want to donate $5, $10, donate it to Lisa. She needs it a lot more than I do. I mean, I'm on disability. Brian's got a great job. Dylan's got a job. So it's not like I am hurting for money. I mean, we have everything we need. I've got a roof over our head, food in our belly, and clothes on our back. But I've been in Lisa's shoes. I know what it's like to take care of a parent. See, Freak, I'm the same way. I mean, I got something to say. I'm going to say it on my channel. And I'm going to come at you as me. I'm not going to try to hide about behind Joe Schmo 59 or whatever to come at you. I'm going to come at you as me. It is a very hard job, Freak. See, I'm the same way, Freak. If I'm going to say something, I'm going to say it, and I'm going to come at you, but I'm going to come at you as me. I'm not going to hide. And I've never, I mean, when I was with Amy, I never did it. I always came at people as myself. Guess, Mom, if I have something to say in there, I'm going to say it in my name. I'm not going to come at you from a fake thing. Hannah D, when I was a mod for her, I never hid behind a troll account. I was always in there as myself. And if I have something to say, I'm going to say it as me. I'm not going to hide because I want you to know that it is me saying it. And Dylan was a little over 3. I developed uterine and ovarian cancer. So I ended up having to have a full hysterectomy. So he's my one and only, and that's probably why he is so spoiled, because he's the only one. But I also spoil other people's kids too. I mean, but I was always a bitch around that time of month. People knew, they just kind of left me alone. I always had rough periods. I mean, I would pass blood clots like the size of baseballs and stuff. And I had so much. I had cysts on my ovaries that I had to go in so many times and have taken off and stuff. Honestly, they had told me from all of that I would never be able to have kids. Oh no, Freak, I am so sorry, honey, to hear that. Cancer is an ugly word. When I was a nurse, I seen so many people suffering. It's hard. It broke my heart, some of them. But I would never change it, though. I loved being a nurse. I loved it. And it's hard for me now to see people not be able to take care of them like I used to. But with the Guillain-Barré, which it attacks your nervous system, I have no feeling in my arms and my legs. So they say that, I'm a work hazard because I can't feel if I would get hurt or not. Thank you, ladies. And it's hard, Freak, when you watch people like that, And that's why at the end, when my mom was so sick and we knew, I took my FMLA. I would have rather been there and took care of my mom than have a stranger in there doing it. 'Cause that's my mom. That woman taught me everything I know. I mean, she taught me to be the person I am. And she struggled so much that was the whole reason when I graduated high school, I went into nursing because I wanted to take care of people. I wanted to be the one that brought a smile to somebody's face. I didn't want. I know what it was like to watch my mother be sick, and I sure in the world wasn't going to not take care of somebody else's mother or father the way that I would want mine to be taken care of. Yes, the way I was freaked. I didn't want somebody else coming in there and taking care of me. And, yes, she had a bedside commode, and I would have to, pivot her from the bed and she would sit there and she'd be there and she'd start crying. She's like, I was supposed to be the one taking care of you. This ain't right that you're here taking care of me. And I always told her, I said, Mom, if it was the other way around, you'd be there, right? Yeah. So when Grandma Johnson had stomach cancer, you and Aideen took weeks about going and stay down there and staying and taking care of her, right? Yeah. I said, well, then don't say anything. I'm here to take care of you now. And I wouldn't change it for the world. My dad would get sick tomorrow. Don't think I wouldn't do the same thing for my father. I know, Samantha, it is. And it kills me to see people act like that. I made sure, that woman was taken care of to the utmost in my ability. She took care of me. She was sick. It was my turn to take care of her. I mean, my mom was a real brittle diabetic. You could walk through the house and just find her passed out somewhere where her sugar bottomed out. And I grew up, and I knew if I found her on the floor to go get her some orange juice, to go get Hershey bar out of the refrigerator, to bring her sugar up and stuff. Oh my freak. I am so sorry to hear that. Oh, I've got on my panel before for saying R word. I do not like that word at all. I'm telling you, if something would ever happen to my kid, you might as well go ahead and bury me too, because I couldn't live without him. When Dylan was being bullied and stuff in school and was in his suicidal phases and stuff, I mean, I had to literally football tackle my son in my kitchen and wrestle knives out of his hands and shit. But, you know, and it was the hardest thing I ever had to do was to have him locked up to get the help he needed. And then when I finally found out, no, she's not in here. Yes, Lolly did help Lisa's father and donate some stuff to her father. It really is freaking. And I've always told him I wouldn't change a thing. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I mean, we got to where I would walk into Guy ADR with him, and they would already automatically start getting a suicide room ready because they knew what I was bringing him in for. I mean, the straw that really broke the camel's back, and that's why I moved him out of our local school systems into the school systems he's in, or was in. He's graduated now, but was Dylan and his best friend were late because they were walking to school, and Dylan had told Isaac that he was going to hang himself at school where I wasn't there to stop him. And they were tardy. And when my son signed in the office, he put beside his name, "I want to kill myself." Nobody in that office noticed that until Isaac was so worried that Dylan actually was going to do something and walked back down to the office and pointed that out to them. They had already called community counseling to send a doctor over to evaluate him before they even called me to let me know about it. And I was sitting in the guidance counselor's office. And I looked at her and I said, "Can I ask you a question?" And she was like, "Yeah, what?" I said, "Why are you guys not doing anything to try to help my child?" In the same voice, I wasn't yelling. And I got, "Miss Bates, if you don't settle down, I will have the police escort you off of our property." Now, between me asking her and her answer, the doctor from community counseling had walked in and he overheard her. And he said, "Why are you talking to this mother like that? She just asked you a question." She wasn't yelling. She asked a question. And that's when a friend of mine, well, the little friend that Dylan was walking to school with, his sister had tried to commit suicide a couple months before this. And her mom moved her out of Galleon down to the school that I ended up moving Dylan to because of the way Galleon is. I wouldn't want to raise my child in Galleon City schools. I wouldn't. Their school system here sucks. Oh my, Rachella. But after I moved him out of Galleon and he got down there, he did wonderfully. To be honest with you, my child was in 9th grade and couldn't do math. They had him in IEP classes. When Dylan was 2.5, he was hit in the head with a baseball. So he did have, he seized for so long between the time I grabbed him from my dad's house, drove the 3 blocks to the hospital, and then life flighted him down to Children's. Because Galleon couldn't get him to quit seizing, that it had done so much damage that Dylan would have learning disabilities. So yes, Dylan is a little slower than people his age because of it. And he got made fun of for that too. And when I moved into this other school and I was talking to Miss Susie, the lady that runs the school, and I was telling her about everything I went through here in our local school system with him. She said, "Mom, I want to tell you something." She said, "There's not one kid in the school that I'm afraid to go up against." I worked in the children's prison systems before I opened the school. I seen the bad of the bad. She said, "Most of these kids that get sent here, they're misunderstood." She goes, "There ain't one kid," and we watched as the buses would come unload in this school. She was there every morning at the door. She greeted every kid that walked in. I mean, they were hugging her and kissing her and everything. She goes, "You know what?" She goes, "You seen those kids that walked in? Some had pink hair, some had blue hair, some had green hair." She goes, "I don't care what they wear. I don't care what they look like. They're here to learn. As long as they're here, I could care less unless it's something very provocative of what they wear." And I loved Miss Susie. I mean, if Dylan was having a problem, I could call her and be like, "Hey, I noticed, Dylan brought this home and he's having problems with this, and this, and she would be like, thank you for calling and letting us know, Shauna. I will make sure that I get a hold of the teacher and let her know that, Dylan needs a little extra help with this. There was nothing, I mean, I had this lady's home number that if I felt like anything needed to be addressed in her school, to call her. And like I said, there was times I've called and been like, hey, this and this is going on, and blah, blah, blah. And I would talk to her, and she would handle it. I mean, I would recommend anybody to send their child to that school. Because my son flourished in places that I never thought he would. A lot of times I come on here. This is my escape. This is where I can come on here, and like Dylan and Brian both are at work today, I've got everything else done in the house that needs to be done, so I come on here and I kind of chit-chat and hang out with you guys, and see how things are going, and I used to have so much fun, but anymore with the back and forth bickering and everybody doing this and that, it's just like, I don't know. There's times I thought about maybe hanging up YouTube and just watch other people's videos and not even come on. There's not a day that comes by that I would change anything. I have a Parents and Students Against Bullying in Galleon City Schools Facebook page that I created, so parents and kids alike could come in there and they could talk on whatever they want to talk about. They can tell you about there's a child and we're in blah 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 grade, and they don't have to mention names, but there's a place that they can come in.
Hey, Sean.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi, I just got back. I gotta go back out there.
Oh. Uh-oh.
What are you doing?
Nothing, just chit-chatting.
That's cool. It's really muggy out.
Yeah, it was when I took Dylan to work earlier. I'm not calling for it, but it almost looks and feels like it's going to rain.
Yeah, it's here too. It's very muggy.
So what you into today, Miss Lisa?
Nothing. I just got back from my daughters. We need to go a couple places. And then let me get back down. I have something else to do. That's it. Hey, freak. Hope you're doing good, honey. Yeah, it's like super hot. I don't know. There's fireworks tonight.
Oh, see, ours was last night.
Yeah, well, there's fireworks somewhere else. It's not too far from us. So I don't know if I'm going to go there or not. I don't know. It looks like it's going to rain, but it's tonight. So We'll see.
Ours took forever because they always play a men's baseball game before they do our fireworks every year. Galleon Graders is the name of the team here for our town, and so we had to wait for it to end last night. Then they got to shut off all the park lights and everything before they let them off. I'm like, ugh. Poor Brian. He had to work this morning. It was out. I know he's going to be tired when he gets home.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know my daughter came here because, they're nocturnal. So she came here at like 1 o'clock, but she had stuff for my dad. And she ran over. She left here at like 3. I got up at 7, so. I'm tired myself. I got too much to do right now. But yeah, girl, I just wanted to say hi, but I gotta go again.
All right, sweetie.
She's calling me. I'll call you later.
All right, sweetie.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
All right, Joe. Poor Dylan. He has to work he worked from noon to 9 tonight. They are so short staffed. Oh, my Samantha. That's hard. My cousin is kind of like my brother because my mom practically raised her brother's 3 kids. When he went overseas to Iraq and Desert Storm, I was so worried all the time about him. But my uncle and my aunt, they would come up here and stay for a while, and they'd get in a fight, and then they'd end up back down in Kentucky for a while. And Kevin never wanted to do the back and forth, so he always stayed with my mom and dad when they would do that, when they'd go back down there because he didn't want to leave his friends and stuff. So me and Kevin were always close. When he was over there, he got malaria. And U.S. Army sent him back home, told him that he was discharged and that if he needed anything to go to a VA hospital. He's done pretty good with it, though, really. Me and Kevin were close. Like, well, he was practically like my brother. Like I said, he was always at our house. He's a prison guard now. He loves his job. Scott and Missy would always go back down there with the NEW, but Kevin always stayed with us. Even when Danny and Debbie were up here, my mom had 3 kids more than they did. Kevin, Scott, and Missy were more like my brothers and sisters and my cousins. There's 13 years between my sister and I. Actually, the year Leela graduated, I started kindergarten. So it was like mom and dad were starting all over again. My dad went to Vietnam and stuff. I mean, my family comes from a long line of servicemen and women. I have the utmost respect for our servicemen and women. Hi, Carlos. Okay, Rachel. I love you, honey. Yeah, guys, I think I might end this and go in there and start getting stuff going that way. I'll have done already when the guys get, well, when Brian gets home, Dylan will be home till late. But I love you all, and I will chat with you all later. Have a good day, guys.